We've got the top 10 ads for this week in fantasy baseball coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. We're going to take a look at the top 10 ads for Week 20 in fantasy baseball. If you're a fan of this type of content, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And, of course, hit that notification button so that way you'll be notified whenever we drop an episode. We are just going to dive right in here to number 10. We got BRYCE TURANG, 13% owned, batting 8th in the lineup in Milwaukee. 3 runs scored over the last week, a homer, 2 runs batted in, 2 stolen bases, and a 190 average. The speedy middle infielder has quietly had a productive month, scoring 12 times with 3 homers and 5 stolen bases to boot in 80 at-bats. He's playing pretty much every day for a team battling for a playoff spot. Now, he's not going to win you a championship, but he could be a helpful bat down the stretch right off your bench. Let's go to number 9. We got Ke'Bryan Hayes, 46% owned, batting first in the lineup in Pittsburgh. Over the last week, he's posted 4 runs with 3 homers and 10 runs batted in, 381 average. Hayes' bat is starting to come alive. Over this past week, he's added 54 points to his OPS since August the 8th. Now, the hope is that Hayes showcases some of the power that pops off a StatCast page. Hitting the top of that Pittsburgh lineup will also ensure that Hayes will get his fair share of at-bats, which should boost his run totals over the course of the season. To number 8 we go. We've got Trevor May, 30% owned. Over the last week, he's posted 2 innings with 2 saves and a strikeout, no runs scored, 1 whip. Now, I usually include a closer on this list, and of course, at this stage of the season, there aren't many options left to consider off the waiver wire, so Trevor's really our guy. May was an effective reliever in the setup role in Minnesota back in 2019, but we have really kind of seen mediocre results since then. That being said, May has only allowed 2 earned runs since June 11th of this year, racking up 10 saves in the process. Let's go to number 7. We got Yainer Diaz, 26% owned, batting 5th in the lineup in Houston. Last week, he posted 3 runs with a homer and 5 runs batted in with a 278 average. After sliding into the DH role in the absence of Yordan Alvarez, Diaz has continued to shine in the middle of the order in Houston. He has pushed his OPS over 800 for the season. He's currently ranked only behind Murphy, Will Smith, and Jonah Heim for the season lead in OPS with a minimum, of course, of 250 at-bats. Now, I would say it's time to let go of some of the catchers we have been holding on to this season with the hopes that they turn their season around and just go ahead and get Diaz at this point. To number 6, we got Joey Votto, 24% owned, batting 5th in the lineup in Cincinnati. Last week, he posted 3 runs, 2 homers, 2 runs batted in with a 357 average. Now, picking up Votto does reek a bit of desperation, but he has already launched 13 homers over only 140 at-bats so far this season, and he's playing nearly every day in that Cincinnati lineup. The hope is that, of course, he continues to play at least 80% of the games down the stretch, and if he does, he could be a huge boost for teams who are looking for a power bat. Let's go to number 5. We got Harrison Bader, 29% owned, batting 5th in the lineup in New York. Over the last week, he has 5 runs, 3 runs batted in, 2 stolen bases, and a 375 average. Now, Bader has yet to log more than 380 at-bats in a season, so if I were to project what a full season from him would look like, that might prove a little difficult. That being said, if you were to look at Bader's career stats as a measure of what to expect, he projects as an 85-run, 20-homer, 70 runs batted in, and 25 stolen bases type of player. Now, let's just hope that Bader stays healthy to close out this season. To number 4, we got Gavin Williams, 44% owned. Last week, he posted 12 innings pitched with 22 strikeouts, .75 ERA, and .58 whip. Now, I watched helplessly as Williams picked apart my beloved Blue Jays to the tune of 7 innings pitched with 2 base runners and 12 strikeouts. And then he follows that up with another 5 innings pitched against the Rays, allowing a single run on 5 hits with 10 strikeouts. Now, Williams should be on everyone's radar after posting those 2 performances against 2 of the better teams in the league. Let's go to number 3. We got KERRY Carpenter, 23% owned, batting 4th in the lineup in Detroit. Last week, he posted 10 runs, 4 homers, 6 runs batted in, and a 481 average. Carpenter is proving very useful in 4 categories and makes a priority ad for those teams who are punting stolen bases. He's ranked as the 44th best player in Yahoo leagues over the past month, but thanks to playing on a middling team in Detroit, he gets very little fantasy baseball love. Well, I'd say go ahead and grab him. I believe that Carpenter's numbers are sustainable for the rest of the season. To number 2, we have Steven Matz, 51% owned. Last week, he posted 6 innings pitched with a win, 5 strikeouts, 3 ERA, .67 whip. With St. Louis bowing out of the chase and trading away some important pieces of the rotation, Matz has emerged as a trustworthy starter for this squad. He has an incredible 2.16 ERA with a .96 whip with 4 wins over the last month, spanning 33 1/3 innings pitched. And he posted 2 of those wins against the surging Chicago Cubs. Lastly, we have number 1, Trevor Story, 55% owned, batting third in the lineup in Boston. He posted a run with a stolen base and a .200 average. Now, most of you are aware of what Story brings to the table at this point. He's a 4-category quality bat, league average in batting average, and as I glance at today's box score, he's already 2 for 2 with 2 stolen bases. He's batting third for an above-average offensive squad in Boston. This will be your last call to grab him off the waiver wire. And that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like on the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. But that's going to do it here for us. We are going to sign off for now. We're going to catch you guys on our next episode.